Welcome to Let's Talk on Houston City Beat. I'm Lisbeth Newton, and joining us today is Audrey Decker. Audrey, she is the co-founder of Street Art for Mankind. Welcome, Audrey. I'm so glad to be sitting here with you and sharing about what y'all are doing in the world.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm very honored to be here with you today and very excited too.
Absolutely. So we met literally on the street in downtown Houston. Y'all were working on a mural on one of the buildings, and I interrupted you and gave you one of my cards, and that's how we became connected in a roundabout way. So thank you for being open to that connection. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's exciting. I mean, it's everything about, engaging and encounters. So I'm really happy that we connected that day.
Yeah. And you are right now, you're back in New York. You were here in Houston for a few weeks working on these murals. How many murals do y'all have that you worked on in downtown Houston?
So in downtown by now, after 4 years of work, we have 50 large murals. And actually globally in Houston, we have 60 murals ranging from, all social and environmental issues, and also working a lot with the community on what really matters to them the most.
Okay. And once these murals are up, how long do they stay out there? Do y'all go back and redo them, or do you change the theme of the mural?
So actually, I think with that, we and like the people who have them around them, they develop a sort of a connection with them. So we don't change the murals. The idea is to keep them for as many years as possible. That some of them, they really become landmark. Like, for example, Houston on his bike, the famous mural we did with a young boy and a bike. This one is truly becoming a big landmark. And I think people would be sad to see it go. So no, we keep our murals. And, every mural is an ecosystem with a different theme. There are also all the murals in the downtown are part of a series called Art Bigger Change that we have been developing in partnership with Harris County and downtown Houston. And they have been inspired by the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, and also, the community and the vibrance of Houston. So, and yes, each of those murals, they are about a specific theme, whether it can be water, gender equality, climate action, etc., etc. And many of them also, they feature people of the community, like Houston on his bike, which is a boy from Houston, or the murals that we did here.
Okay, and y'all have you all started back in the fall of 2022 as an organization. What was the reason? As you're one of the co-founders, what was the reason, or the motive, the inspiration that led you to start Street Art for Mankind?
So actually, we started Street Art for Mankind in 2015. But we started the murals in Houston in 2021 or 2022. Yes, this was during the pandemic. So how it started in 2015 was basically after an encounter. So we were like pitching a crowd, and we met with the Nobel Peace Prize Kailash Satyarthi, who had the Nobel with Malala. So everybody knows Malala. Not too many people at that time at least knew Kailash Satyarthi, but he had the Nobel in 2014 with her. And he had it because he did some tremendous, amazing work to fight child labor and trafficking. And so I co-founded this organization, Street Art for Mankind, with my partner, who is also my husband. And, as parents, we felt extremely moved by the issue of child labor and trafficking. And since we knew, we knew artists, a lot of artists already, we were like waiting for an opportunity for all this to make sense. And then we invited them all to come, and we did this big festival to raise awareness and funds to fight child labor and trafficking. And actually the United Nations heard about it, and they invited us to New York for a big street art exhibition, the first street art exhibition at the United Nations, to talk about child labor and trafficking. And then we were invited again and again at the UN. And, the United Nations is like a big family. So there was first the one of the mission, then it was the ILO, then it was UN Women, UNEP, etc. And since we have, unfortunately, so many issues in the world, we started to do murals about all these issues, whether this is the environment, gender equality, hunger, and many more, education, etc. So that's a bit
Okay.
how it started.
Okay, beautiful. So the stats on that you all have on your website for related to child labor, child slavery is staggering. 152 million children in child labor in the world, 4 million in modern slavery. Talk to us about how your organization is making an impact to decrease these numbers and raise awareness so that it comes to a stop.
Yeah, I mean, we are doing just our little share. Basically, what we do is that we continue to work with the Nobel Peace Prize with Kailash, and we fund red and rescue programs. So these literally like groups that go and like pull the children out to save them. So sometimes it's in areas, sometimes can be girls who are trafficked. Uh, and then sometimes it's also on the roads. It's literally boys or girls who are in the trains, and then there are special force who come and find them and then pull them out. Sometimes those kids, they don't even know in which country they are, literally, because they are pulled in the railroad from one country to the other. So for example, last year, when with the funding that we get for the murals, we try to keep, when we can, as much as we can, for the children. And last year we were able to save 415 children out of trafficking. So obviously it's not a lot, um, but we're doing our share in addition to the awareness, really to have a concrete impact for those children.
Well, and every child counts, right? If those
Yeah.
450 children grow up to save children and they each save 450 children, how much of an effect would that have on this very grim situation?
Yes, thank you very much for saying that. I mean, and this is, if you see, you'll see our logo actually is a hummingbird, and this is exactly this notion, is that everybody can do their share, and to make our world a better place. So this is exactly what you say. We all do our little drop like that hummingbird to extinguish the fire of trafficking, the fire of climate change, the fire of gender and equality, etc., etc. This is really the root also of our organization, is that we really believe that art has a power to touch the heart and then the head to really trigger action. And we have actually, the way we also trigger action is and awareness is because we have an app called Behind the Wall. And the way the app works is that when people see our mural or even a picture of our mural, they can scan the mural with the app, and then it prompts them audio, statistics, ways to take action. So it's really the mural become a tool, for action, for people to become the change they want to see in the world.
Absolutely. And the climate change situation that we're all facing is a very interesting one. And all it takes is for you to go into any fast food restaurant or a small mom and pop restaurant to realize the negative impact that we're having on the world. How much plastic ware is used? How much how many things are thrown away? You go and you fill your cup at the restaurant with a soda. You drink it, you use it one time, and then you throw it away. And how many times throughout the entire U.S. and different parts of the world does this happen on a daily basis? And it's a staggering. When you look at it in that perspective, it's a very staggering number. And we all have to do our small part to make a big impact, like you said.
Yeah, that's interesting what you say, because actually we are working with the climate group, mostly in New York, because they have Climate Week every year in September during the United Nations General Assembly. So we work with the climate group and United Nations Environment Program, the UNEP, and we did a series. We started a big series last year, and one of the mural we did, a very visible one by the Javits Center in New York, is actually about the fight against plastic pollution. And the UN, UNEP, actually is really working hard to create some new regulation at the global level to stop the production of plastic. And if you were to see that mural we did by by a Super A in front of the Javid Center. You would see this is actually really the idea. You have a robot really stopping the production of plastic.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
with Ladybug. I don't know if you're familiar with Ladybug. She's a very famous cartoon, and we have Ladybug stopping the villain of producing plastic. And there's been a viral mural actually to raise awareness on plastic. But we also did not necessarily plastic, but we just did actually in the new murals we added 10 murals here when we came back to Houston. So 3 in the downtown, and now we are reaching that milestone of 50 murals in the downtown, but also more outside. But if I talk about the one we have in downtown, so one is about peace, Gandhi, and the 2 are related to climate. One is really about climate resilience, and this is by the artist called Amy Saul. She's absolutely wonderful. And this mural is really actually to talk about climate resilience. And I don't know if you know, but Houston actually is a place where there is of course, you certainly know actually, but there is a lot of issues of climate, and this is actually one of the city in the country that has most issues of climate, of climate impact here in the country. And that was at least what I was reading. So my point about that is that we're doing this mural about climate resilience by Amy Sol to really raise awareness on the need really to help people, especially because it has impact on poverty. And you have over according to the World Bank was explaining that might be up to 165 million more people, more like 165 million more people, falling into poverty by 2030 because of climate change.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that.
The other day I was taking a walk in a wooded area. It was a park. It was covered in woods. You would think that you were in the middle of a forest. And there was a big trash can that the county had put there for people to use to throw their trash away. And what I thought was very ironic and such a reflection of us as humans is that it was filled with doggy bags of people when they would take their dogs walking in the woods and their dog would poop. They would pick up the little doggy poop in the plastic bag, and instead of taking it with them, they would just leave it in this trash can in the middle of the woods, which just the whole entire thought of that is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever seen. And I felt really, really embarrassed to be a human at that point. And there's so many things that we could do to leave the world a better place. And some of it is more extreme than others. And it really depends on, I guess, your political stance on where you stand on climate change. But the one fact that we really can't ignore is that we are causing more harm than we're causing good. And that's something that we all need to take a part in leaving this earth a better place than when we all first came in here.
Yes, I mean that's true, and also to be aware that there is some people who are suffering more than others, and that's also part of the problem. Because, for example, women, the third mural actually we're doing in downtown this time we just finished, which is also I think a really really a beautiful mural by artist Onur. This is actually in front of the Laureate Hotel. So it's in the downtown Houston by 1111 Main Garage. And this one is about the connection between water, because you might know, Lisbeth, that water scarcity also is becoming a huge issue, also related to the climate issue. And water, when you don't have water, then you kind of lose on women empowerment, because women are the one that spend over, I think, 200 girls and women, over 200 million hours every day to collect water, around the world. So if they collect water, then the girls, they don't have education. The women, they don't have a job where they can make money and get empowered and have more independence. So I mean, the terrible thing in all this is that it affects the planet, which is a terrible thing, but it affects also people, as we were mentioning, on one side, turning them to poverty, on the other side, enslaving women who need to fetch the water everywhere. So there is really this intertwined connection between the environment and people, and we need to protect both. I mean, for billion of reasons.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you, Audrey, for all that you've done. It's a beautiful thing when you wake up one morning with an idea that you did not have the morning before, right? You woke up one morning, whether it was you or your husband, with this idea to create a street art for mankind, and from that day onward, y'all have done a beautiful job at making this world a better place. From the art murals that you're creating throughout the downtown centers of the world, all the way to every child that you've rescued along the way. So thank you so much for everything that you all do, and everything, all the other wonderful things that you're going to do throughout in the years to come.
Thank you very much, Lisbeth. Thank you for your kind words. But I think that, I think, yes, I think it's like everything in life. You believe in something deep down in you, and you don't really know how you can make it work, but somehow it unlocks by itself. There is no planned agenda. Sometimes it's just like feeling like this is the right thing to do, and seeing the response. But I just would like to mention another mural. I'm not going to talk about the 10 of them, obviously not, but there is one that I would also encourage you to see. That is about a new series. We're starting to celebrate the World Cup 2026. And this one actually is by the Energy Stadium on the Windham. And it features a wonderful boy of the community, Michael Martinez, who has a cerebral palsy. So he's on a wheelchair, but he saved his family a few years ago because there was a monoxide, how do you say, when you have gas, and then there is this
Carbon monoxide, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And he saved his family. Actually, he like crawled and he went to wake them up, and thanks to him, nobody got hurt in the family. And actually, when we were thinking about talking about diversity and talking about people with disability, and make them shine, make them visible, we found actually this story of Michael, and I reached out to the family, and they said yes, we agree, and now Michael is on this wall, and Michael is so happy, his family is happy, the community sees that regardless of disability, everybody deserves a seat in the beauty of this world, and Michael is a local hero. So I'm really happy also we did that mural that's going to probably, I hope, grow in the heart of people, because yes, each one of us need to be seen with our strength and all what we can bring positive thing to the world. So I'm happy we did that mural. It's called Empower Wings, and the artist is Insane 51. And there's many others. I'm not going to talk about all the murals, but yeah, we have another series, Legacy of Change, that we're starting here. So, thank you also. All this would not have happened in Houston without the support of the Commissioner Rodney Ellis, who has really been a huge supporter since we met with him a few years ago when we were doing one of the UN mural with the World Food Program here in Houston, and he's been supporting our mission and our vision all the way along. And we couldn't have done it without him, without the downtown Houston, without the many partners, without the families, without the wall owners. It's really, as we say, it takes a village, but I can tell you that the village of Houston has been extremely, extremely nice to us. We love this community. We love the way that in Houston, the sky is the limit. Everybody dreams big and has fun with it, and is very bold, and as we say, unapologetic. But I really do like that. So Houston has a big heart, and it's a very welcoming city. So I want to say that because it's very, very special to us.
Well, thank you. On behalf of all Houstonians, thank you for those kind words. It means a lot to us.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisbeth.
Thank you. And we hope to have you back again soon. And that's all we have for today. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Have a great afternoon.